Welcome to the podcast. Today we've got Matt Brzezinski. Matt, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Dom.
That's right, mate. So obviously those that don't know you, so who are you on Instagram? Because that's where we chat mostly, isn't it? Just so people know.
Well, most people know me as the Polish Carper.
Yeah, okay,
the
cool.
16-year-old from London.
I've been seeing some of your Instagram lives that you've been doing with Jacob.
Yep.
Some of them have had me in stitches. The cinnamon one particularly was probably my favourite. It almost looked like
Just
a
trying to keep the people entertained.
Yeah, no, it's work, mate. Fair play. What other dares and bets did you have on there?
Recently, have you watched the recent one?
No,
we got into a dress.
Oh yeah, I saw the screen grabs of it.
Yeah, that one was a bit embarrassing but entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, fair play. Doing it for the masses. Right, if you tell us a bit about you, mate, just so people know who you are, and we'll sort of maybe move on to some catcher stories.
All right, so basically, I'm known as the Polish Carper on the Instagram. I'm from London. I do fishing quite a lot. I go 3 times a week if I'm lucky. Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about some previous captures as well, because that's always what people like to hear.
Yeah. So, is there any specific ones or?
Well, just ones that you think people might like any. You mentioned like some of the docks, I think, didn't you?
Oh yeah, the docks ones. They're really good fish. Who knows how old they are? I think they've been caught about 30 years ago. One of them that I caught, very old fish. Like the dock's been about for about 400 years now. I think I was reading.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Proper old ancient fish. Not many in there. It's about 50. It's like about 50 acres in size. There's a big dock, and then you got like a little dock that joins into. The little dock, there's no fishing at all. Instant ban if you get seen, whatever. And then the big dock, it's about 35 acres, I think. And there's about 3 swims that you're allowed to fish off: the fingers, the cut, and I think they're making another one that way you're allowed to fish next to a boathouse.
Right. Okay.
There's around 40, 50 fish that we know of, that we've seen like pictures of. Me and a couple mates noted them out down, trying to tick them through. There's so many bream, like loads. Yeah. I think the most I've had in a night is around 18.
Oh no,
it's mental. Yeah, you got to go through the bream. That's literally everything you do. You got to go through the bream. All the carp have really, really tiny mouths, so big baits, you can't even use big baits because I don't feel like they could fit in properly. As soon as I started using smaller baits, I caught a few more.
Right.
But the bream have increased, obviously.
Yeah, what sort of tactics then do you use, Matt?
You can't pre-bait because the tide goes in and out, and the pre-bait will just go everywhere. So I don't think pre-baiting works, to be fair. I do come shoot a night before, chuck a bit of bait in, but I don't think it really helps, to be fair.
Right. And then in terms
there's
of
a swim that you just.
Go on, mate.
There's like a swim that we fish. There's usually 2 or 3 of us. We just have specific areas we fish, and then there's like loads of boats just like narrowed across it's like a rectangle shaped dock, and there's just boats narrowed across, and then you got a bridge that goes into the other dock. So one person fishes the bridge that goes into the other dock, hoping they get fish that come through, and then like other people just fish like to the boats out in open water, and then
And do you get much trouble on that? That's what I always wonder, because we had John Lamb on the other day.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, fishing these urban places, is it safe? Do you ever get any issues?
It depends where, to be honest.
Right.
It's like a nice area where the dock is right now that we was fishing this winter.
Mm-hmm.
But other places, yeah, it could be proper dangerous.
I mean, would you stay up all night, sort of thing, just to be safe, or what? Would you
Nah,
happily
I have to sleep. I've got to sleep. If
Yeah.
something, I usually have like just like a little baseball bat just in case, just for safety. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just to protect yourself.
Just in case you fancy a game of rounders in the middle of the night.
Well, I've had, to be fair with you, there's a couple of stories where people have woken me up during the night fishing.
Oh yeah. Can you tell them?
uh, could do. Should we say it now or?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah.
So there's this res in the middle of London that me and
Mm-hmm.
Jacob were fishing. Well, we'll targeting it for the autumn,
Right.
and then there's like a couple of locals on there that hate new people that fish it. It's basically a no fishing lake, and people hate like locals that just think it's their lake, that they own it.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we went on there, not told no one on that we was on there, and then we went to the furthest spot possible
Right.
and like made a little area for ourselves.
Yeah.
So you got to be off by the morning, about 7 a.m. because there's no fishing lake, so you can't really be seen before light. And then, so one night, I think I was with my mate, and then back comes 4 in the morning. We get about 3 blokes turn up, so about 4 in the morning, yeah. And then just got hurdles of lights just in your face, like, what you doing here? Get the fuck out! This ain't your lake. Piss off! All that. Jesus wanted to like, I'll fight you right now. I was like, mate, it's a lake. Just chill yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you get them stupid people that just think they own the gaff.
And what is it like? Is that a club water? Did you say as well?
Oh no, this is a lake where you're not allowed to fish at all, and there's just a few locals that think they own it,
Right.
and
Right.
then you were supposed
Okay.
to be there themselves.
Yeah. 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 But nothing come of it. Then I take it.
No, they actually went home. They went
They did, or
home.
you did?
No, they did. They went home.
Right. Yeah. So obviously, with everything's going on, everyone being trapped indoors, what are your plans for sort of when we can get back out, get the rods back out?
Well, right now, I had on my calendar that I was supposed to be fishing Walthamstow on the Lower Maynard.
Right.
Well, trying to catch the big common, but whatever comes along, comes along. And I was going to go back to that res for nights and then do the days on the lower,
Mm-hmm.
trying to catch that big common that lives in there.
What's the stock on there for those that don't know?
On the lower or on the res?
On the lower.
On the lower, I don't think there is that many fish in there. To be fair, it's a big old lake. To be fair, I'm not too actually sure how big it is, but it is pretty big.
Yeah.
There is, I think, one £40 common. I think that's the big common that I'm aware of. You've got the big common. There's like a mirror that scrapes 40, usually around 30, 37s, 38s. And then last time it came out at 39. And then there's a couple of other 30s, nice linear that I'd like to catch. That's 34. And then a few like a really nice old 20s, proper nice fish.
Yeah, yeah. And did you say that's days only on there?
Yeah, and I think they do weekends every week after.
Right.
So
Okay.
you do a week, wait, I think 2 weeks, and then another weekend comes along.
Right. And then how old did you say you were, Matt?
I am 16.
So are you obviously not working or anything like that? Are you a student? Or?
Oh, I'll go college 3 times a week, and then I work the rest. So I try to I try to plan around my days that I work and go college.
Yeah, yeah. What do you do at college?
I study carpentry.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
Trying to get the Polish trait in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Come over here, taking our jobs and all that.
Yeah, it's going all right, to be fair. Well, I think we're getting an instant pass for this year as what's going on with the lockdown.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's good. It's good trade to be in as well, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone needs a carpenter once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good, and there's plenty of options as well. I suppose
Yeah,
when you're qualified now on the tools, because obviously you can do. It's not just site work, is it? You can do bespoke stuff, or
I can do self-employed stuff. I don't need to work for no one. I can just do it in my own time. It's whatever
yeah,
works the best, to be fair.
yeah. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of self-employed, mate. You can
Yeah,
choose which
not during
18
these
hours a
times.
day you work.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
during
it's
these times. You're not getting the money for it
no. Well,
from the government.
self-employed are. Um, it's company directors. So I've got a heating business. I'm a plumber by trade. I've got two guys
Okay.
on the books, but obviously they're both on that furlough scheme. So they're getting 80% of their pay, but obviously they're at home, so it's not bad for them.
Okay.
But yeah, but obviously because it's my company, I don't get anything. Woohoo! But
Oh, that's not good, is it?
no, if you can, yeah, obviously get employed by someone, build out your experience, and then make the leap. That's definitely the way to go, mate.
Yeah. Hopefully, see what the future brings, eh?
Yeah. So what is it? Is it still like sitting guilds, MVQ, and all that?
Uh, I don't know what you mean because I don't think we're only on level 1 stage. I'll do level 2
Okay. Yeah.
next
So
year.
yeah. So level one. Yeah, that is sitting guilds. Yeah. So it is. It's just basically the qualification. That's fine. So
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you got is it like an apprenticeship thing where you get work placement as well, where you're out with someone a couple of days a week or not?
Nah. It's just college work. We do all like the carpentry indoors, just like doing skirting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
All
it's
right.
all
Okay.
indoor work.
Right. Got you.
Just
What
getting
about like
getting past.
do like
Pardon?
cabinet making and all that stuff or not?
I can do it, but we haven't done that yet.
Right.
They're still too early. Apparently, we just do frames, skirting, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Um, One thing I'm trying to get off quite a few people as they come on that sort of I think it was Adam Pennin suggested. Well,
Yeah.
we're all in this lockdown together. Like any Netflix or Amazon Prime or anything like that. Any suggestions that you can recommend, whether it's a series or a film or both or whatever?
Um. Yeah, I've got a few. One I do enjoy. Well, I've already finished it, but Power. It's like um, kind of like gang related in America,
Yeah,
and another one could be. Uh, I heard Ozark's really good. I've not watched it, but
yeah,
I've heard a few people saying that's really good
yeah. That's really
on
really good
Netflix.
series. Yeah, definitely. Any films?
See, I'm not the really type of person to watch films. I like
No.
series.
Yeah, less of a commitment
I
in that you
don't
can
really
just
know
watch
about
one.
films.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you're quite young. How did you get into the carp fishing side of things?
I well, basically, my brother, my granddad taught my dad. Then my dad took me and my brother fishing. My brother's 22, so he's much older than me. So he got into it first, carp fishing. But then again, my brother took me on the dock that we fish now. That we was fishing in winter. That's where I used to do all
Yeah.
my float fishing and stuff. So we go there,
Right.
catch loads of breams, roach, silvers, and progressively he kind of brought me into the carp like fishing,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
didn't because I was the one that always got tangled. He didn't like taking me because he just tried to chill out and I'd be getting tangled. I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I
Getting
think I was
stressed
by
out.
11. I met a mate at school. Yeah, exactly. And then I met a mate at 11 in school fishing. He fished and he fished for bream and stuff as well. So we
Yeah.
decided to buy a carp rod out of nowhere. Any type, I think it was the old Shakespeare ones that you get on eBay for about 20 quid, and one of
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
reels that go with it. So we just bought one of them with line already on it. Just bought a few hooks, probably NGT or anything like cheapest hooks out there, and we just walk about around London just with bread. And by the time we didn't even have a mat, so we'd use our coat as a like just to put on the floor, like our coats, and then we just walk about with a net, a rod, and a bit of bread, and just somehow just go around everywhere we could find, and then have them off the top just on bread. And that's how I know about most of the places now that I'm fishing that I didn't know before that had decent fishing.
Right. Yes,
So
go on, mate.
yeah, a few years later, my brother decided to take me to a day ticket, and he lent me his spare gear because he had some spare rods. And then since then, I caught my first like day ticket carp, and I was like, yeah, I love this. It's sick. I just wanted to carry on, so I decided to start saving a bit of money and just buying along gear. He told me what to buy. I didn't have a clue what I was buying at the time, so I bought three Shimano rods, anything like for decent price that would just keep me going for a couple years. I've still got a bit of them gear left now.
Nice. Yeah, I was similar. My brother got me into it, actually, but then my dad or no other family really fish. I think one of his mates was into it, like course fishing. This is,
Yeah,
and same thing. Like he was like float fishing down the local lake and that, and then caught a carp on a bit floating crust. When I saw someone else do it, so I had to go, and then that was that. Then got into the piking side of things. Used to enjoy sort of dead baiting for the pike in the winter. Yeah, and then carp in the spring onwards.
yeah, it is good, isn't it?
Yeah, love it. Because the beauty of it is wow, is obviously it's so diverse, isn't it? I mean, like you said, you can literally just go with one rod and that small bit of kit and just go and stalk them, or you can go with all the gear to wherever.
Yeah.
Obviously now, well, you will be older, you'll be able to go abroad and everything as well. And
Yeah,
obviously,
we
because you're
should have
quite...
had a trip.
Go on.
Oh yeah, we should have. I was going to say we should have had a trip next month in May to go Abbey, but I feel like that's cancelled.
Yeah. Who was that going there?
It was just me and my mate Lewis, and then two of his mates. We're just going to drive up there and we booked at a lake. Not booked at a lake. We just bought spaces, and then just going to just fish.
Yeah.
But that's happening now.
No, it won't be. But then, grand scheme of things, the lakes will still be there when this bloody virus is gone, won't it?
We'd be fishing much better as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. It'd be interesting to see. Who, obviously, because you're 16, who do you sort of look up to, if anyone, in the carp fishing scene, or sort of take inspiration from?
As everyone would say when they're younger, everyone would say Alan.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he was so active, he was just everywhere. You just see him everywhere, and that's like the geezer that you'd look up to at that time of the year. And then, to be fair, since then, I read back, and I do like Chris Yates, Terry Earn. I like reading old stuff now, and I started buying older gear as well. I just prefer it now.
Yeah, like the sort of retro stuff. What kit have you got at the minute then?
Yeah, I've got some old the Fox RX digitals. I had Nevs as well and stuff. I got the old Tawnies.
Yeah,
just not old, but like old for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, nice. Yeah, they stand the test of time, don't they, as well?
Yeah, they'll probably last you a lifetime if you look after them properly.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I want to do as well, we're doing like a Rotary Letter, where the last guest asks a question to the next one. So your question is from Mike Smith from A Bite of Cancer. He said, has there been a sort of mistake or something that's led to, say, like a fish loss, something that you'd have done different, like in hindsight? Have you got any stories of that or any answers there?
Yeah, I do. At the res with me and Jacob were fishing, we was having like loads of takes, and then like we was having double takes, so like we had to kind of try to get everything in as quick as possible. And I think I had a pretty big fish on, and I was just trying to get in as fast as, because my other rod was going and he was on, so I was trying to get that in because there's loads of snags about. So
Right.
yeah, if I probably, that could have been a good fish if I didn't bring it in, try to get it in too quick, and then got stuck in a weed. I was trying to mammoth it in, and then just hook link just parred.
Good.
Yeah.
And what have you got a question that you can ask our next guest?
Yeah. I would say if there was any fish that you'd want to catch, what would it be and why?
Okay. Let me write it down. Fish. Cool. Right, I'll make a note of that. And is that like, do you mean this alive now, or like could be one from the past,
Any,
or what?
literally any.
So dead or
There's
alive?
so many options on this. Could be a good answer.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, dead or alive.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Probably before your time, that, Rebecca. Right, all I need now for you to do is, we'll wrap up, mate. I need you to draw me a carp in 60 seconds, no longer, just 60 seconds on the money. Like, video it if you can. And then, like I said, you probably heard in the other ones, we're going to do like a little fun competition. I do like A against B and all that jazz. Yeah, so get that done and ping that over to me, mate. Right, awesome. Matt, we'll wrap up there. Thank you very much.
That's all right. Thanks for having me, Dom.
That's right, mate. Take care and stay safe. Stay